Hello and welcome back to my vlog, Cassius 10, Part 1, in Essays on the Constitution of the United States, and this is Part 13. The Massachusetts Gazette, number 393, Friday, December 21st, 1787. For the Massachusetts Gazette, to the inhabitants of this state, continued from our last. Section 1 of Article 2 further provides that the President shall, previous to his entering upon the duties of his office, take the following oath or affirmation. I do solemnly swear or affirm that I will faithfully execute the office of President of the United States and will, to the best of my ability, preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States. Thus we see that instead of the President's being vested with all the powers of a monarch, as has been asserted, that he is under the immediate control of the Constitution, which, if he should presume to deviate from, he would be immediately arrested in his career and summoned to answer for his conduct before a federal court where strict justice and equity would undoubtedly preside. Section 3 of Article 2 provides that the President of the United States shall, from time to time, give Congress information of the state of the Union and recommend to their consideration such measures as he shall judge necessary and expedient. He may, on extraordinary occasions, convene both houses or either of them and adjourn them to such time as he may think proper. He shall take care that the laws be faithfully executed and shall commission all officers of the United States. Very little more power is granted to the President of the United States by the above section than what is vested in the governors of the different states. The propriety of vesting such powers in a supreme executive cannot be doubted. What would it signify to appoint an executive officer and immediately after to make laws which would be a barrier to the execution of his commission? It would answer the same end that the nominal power which is vested in the different states answers, that is, it would answer the end of paying for the support of a shadow without reaping the benefit of the substance. It is certainly requisite that proper powers should be vested in an executive, and certainly no more than necessary powers are vested in the executive of the United States by the new Constitution, or else the establishment of such a branch is needless. Section 4 of Article 2 says, the President, Vice President, and all civil officers of the United States shall be removed from office on impeachment for and conviction of treason, bribery, or other high crimes and misdemeanors. Thus we see that no office, however exalted, can protect the miscreant who dares invade the liberties of his country or countenance in his crimes the impious villain who sacrilegiously attempts to trample upon the rights of freemen. Who will be absurd enough to affirm that the section alluded to does not sufficiently prove that the Federal Convention have formed a government which provides that we shall be ruled by laws and not by men? None, surely, but an anti-federalist. And from them falsehood receives constant homage. For it is on the basis of falsehood and the summit of ignorance that all opposition to the federal government is founded. Section 1 of Article 3 provides that the judicial power of the United States shall be vested in one Supreme Court and in such inferior courts as Congress may from time to time appoint. It has been asserted that a federal court would be an engine of partiality in the government, a source of oppression and injustice to the poorer part of the community. But how far consistency influenced the conduct of the authors of such assertions, the public must determine. The anti-federalists have said that if a cause should come before one of state judicial courts and judgment be given against the person who possessed most interest, that he would immediately appeal to the federal court, whose residence would be at the seat of government and consequently at so great a distance that an inhabitant of the state of Georgia or New Hampshire, if he was in low circumstances, would not be able to carry his cause before the federal courts, and would therefore be obliged to give it up to his wealthier antagonist. The glaring improbability with which such insinuations abound must be obvious to every one. Can it be supposed that any person would be so inconsistent, after a cause was given against him, in a court where judges presided, whose characters as honest and just men were unrivaled, as to attempt to have the cause reheard before the federal court? Indeed, if such a thing was to take place, the man in low circumstances would have nothing to fear, as the payment of all charges would fall upon the person who lost the cause, and there is not the shadow of a doubt with respect to the persons losing the cause who had lost it before in a court of justice in either of the states. And we will have to continue with Article 3 tomorrow with more of Cassius 10. And I think the answer to his question of who would, whatever the question was, who would whatever, go back and listen to it, I'm not going to take time to look for it, is posterity. It has been proven not to do what he said it would do. So the Anti-Federalists on that count were correct. Make it a great day, and bye for now.